You're using your brakes wrong. Yeah, I said it. And the crazy part is, you don't even know it. Because almost every rider, from brand new beginners to guys with decades of experience, develops bad braking habits without even realizing. And those habits don't just make you less smooth, they can put you at serious risk the moment you need to stop fast. I'm Matthew, and this is Autozium. And today we're diving deep into braking, the one skill that makes the difference between a close call and a crash. If you ride a motorcycle, braking is literally life or death. And once you understand how to actually use your brakes properly, you'll feel smoother, safer, and way more confident every time you get on two wheels. So let's break down the myths, the mistakes, and the fixes. Because if you think braking is just about grab the lever and hope for the best, you've been riding on borrowed luck. The front brake, your real lifesaver. Most riders tiptoe around the front brake like it's a landmine. They've heard horror stories: grab too much and you'll go flying over the bars. And yes, if you treat it like a light switch, you're asking for trouble. But here's the reality: the front brake is your best friend. It's responsible for 70 to 80% of your total stopping power. Why? Physics. The second you squeeze that lever, weight transfers forward, compressing your front suspension and forcing the tire into the pavement. That extra weight equals more grip, and more grip means more stopping force. But the mistake most riders make is in the delivery. They don't squeeze, they grab. They jab at the liver like they're swatting a fly. That shock loads the suspension, destabilizes the chassis, and more often than not, makes the tire lose traction. When that happens, panic sets in. Riders either freeze, let go completely, or crash because they never gave the tire a chance to load up properly in the first place. The right way to use your front brake is progressive. Imagine wringing out a wet sponge, firm, steady, and building pressure as the suspension compresses and digs in. That's where you unlock the full stopping potential of your bike. Smooth braking doesn't just make you safer, it makes you ride with flow. Once you get this down, you'll feel like you've got superpowers. You'll trust that no matter what pops up ahead, an animal, a car, or debris, you've got the tools to stop in time. So stop being scared of your front brake. Respect it, practice with it, and master it. Because when the moment comes, it's not your throttle that'll save you. It's that lever under your right hand. The rear brake, the secret stabilizer. A lot of riders, especially sport bike guys, brag about never touching the rear brake. They treat it like it's optional or even dangerous. But let me tell you, that's straight up ignorance. While the rear brake doesn't give you the raw stopping force of the front, it plays a critical role in balance and control. Think about low-speed maneuvers, parking lots, U-turns, creeping in traffic. Your clutch, throttle, and rear brake are a holy trinity. That little bit of pressure on the rear helps stabilize the bike, smooths out power delivery, and gives you razor-sharp control. Without it, your bike feels twitchy and unstable, especially when you're crawling along. Now, at higher speeds, the rear brake still matters. During hard stops, yes, the front does the heavy lifting, but the rear adds stability. It helps keep the bike planted and in line, especially when weight is transferring forward. And here's another overlooked point. In wet or slippery conditions, the rear brake can be safer to initiate slowing. It's less likely to overwhelm traction instantly, giving you room to manage grip more carefully. Where people go wrong is abusing it. Stomp on the rear like it's a car pedal, and yeah, you'll lock it up and skid. That's where the rear brake gets its bad rep. But if you treat it with finesse, just like the front, it becomes a tool that sharpens your riding. Ignore your rear brake, and you're only riding half a motorcycle. Use it wisely, and it turns your riding from jerky and awkward to smooth and controlled. The best riders aren't bragging about avoiding it, they're mastering it. Trail braking, the pro's secret weapon. If you've never heard of trail braking, buckle up, because this is where control meets confidence. Most riders are taught to finish braking before the corner. That's safe advice for beginners, but here's the truth. Real world riding isn't that clean. Corners tighten, cars drift, gravel shows up out of nowhere. If you're off the brakes completely the second you tip in, you've got zero options when something changes. Trail braking fixes that. The idea is simple. You carry a little bit of front brake into the corner, then gradually release it as you lean. Why? Because it keeps the suspension compressed and the tire loaded, which keeps traction at its peak. Instead of coasting in blind and hoping, you're actively managing grip. And that tiny difference, it's what separates riders who panic mid corner from riders who glide through smoothly. Now, here's where most riders mess up. They dive into corners too hot, chop the throttle, and then panic when things don't feel right. They either stand the bike up and blow the turn, or they grab the brake mid lean like a rookie, and down they go. Trail braking prevents that. It's not about braking harder, it's about braking smarter. You're not fighting the bike, you're working with it. Once you practice it, you'll wonder how you ever rode without it. Corners stop being unpredictable and start feeling like opportunities to control every variable. It's not about speed, it's about mastery. And when you've got this skill in your back pocket, you'll never look at a corner the same way again. Why riders crash in corners? Here's a statistic that should make you sit up. Most single rider motorcycle crashes don't happen on the highway at insane speeds. They happen in corners, often at normal riding speeds. Why? Because riders enter too fast, freeze up, and don't know how to manage their brakes once they're leaned over. It usually looks like this. Rider approaches a corner too hot, realizes too late they're not slowing enough, chops the throttle, and grabs the brakes like they're grabbing a hot pan. The suspension unloads, the tires lose grip, and the bike stands up and runs wide, straight into the ditch or oncoming traffic. All because they never practiced braking properly in a lean. This is where bad habits come back to bite. If you've never trained your body to stay loose, to squeeze instead of grab, to keep your eyes on your line instead of the guardrail, you'll default to panic. And panic doesn't negotiate with physics. The shocking truth? Most of those corner crashes were preventable. If the rider had understood trail braking, if they had practiced smooth inputs, if they had trusted their tires instead of freezing, they could have made it. Corners aren't death traps, they're tests. And riders who fail usually do so because they never trained for the exact scenario they ended up in. So if you want to avoid becoming another statistic, don't just ride through corners, practice them. Work on your vision, work on your braking, work on your line. Because the corner doesn't crash you, you crash you. So here's what I want you to do. Find a safe, empty parking lot and start practicing braking drills because most riders will happily burn through an entire Saturday polishing chrome or installing some bolt on mod, but ask them when they last practiced emergency stops in an empty lot, and you'll get blank stares. Parking lot drills aren't glamorous. Nobody's going to clap when you spend an hour riding in circles and hammering your brakes. But these boring sessions are where real skill is built. Because when you're out on the road, you don't get a warm up. You get one shot. Start simple 20 miles per hour, straight line, both brakes. Squeeze, don't grab. Feel the weight shift forward. Let your rear settle in. Do it again and again until your hands and feet react without thought. Then raise the stakes 30 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour. Mix in downshifts so you're always stopping in the right gear. Add quick swerves after a stop, simulating an obstacle. It's controlled chaos that rewires your muscle memory. And here's the kicker. When you drill like this, you're not just learning your technique, you're learning your bike. Every machine has a feel, how the suspension dives, how the ABS kicks in, how much pressure the lever needs. If you only ever ride casually, you'll never discover those limits until the day you really need them. And by then, it's too late. So yeah, parking lot drills aren't sexy, but they're life-saving. Think of it as sharpening your sword. You'd never go into a fight with a dull blade. So why ride into traffic with untested brakes? The mental game. Here's the dirty secret. The biggest reason riders fail in panic stops isn't physics, it's psychology. Fear kills more riders than locked up wheels. When your brain doesn't trust the brakes, hesitation creeps in. You second guess your squeeze, you chop the lever, you release too soon. And in that split second of uncertainty, your stopping distance doubles. That's the difference between tapping a bumper and eating it. The only cure? Confidence. And confidence doesn't come from YouTube or reading manuals, it comes from experience. Once you've felt your bike haul itself down from speed, once you've tested it and proven it to yourself, the fear evaporates. Suddenly, braking isn't a gamble, it's a skill you own. But there's another mental trap: panic paralysis. A lot of riders lock up not because they hit too hard, but because their brain froze. They stare at the danger and forget their training. This is where repetition saves lives. You drill so often that when your heart rate spikes, your body moves on autopilot. Think of fighter pilots. They don't wait for a missile lock to learn the buttons. They practice until hitting them is second nature. Same for you. Braking under stress isn't about being fearless. It's about being prepared. When your brain believes in your brakes, hesitation disappears. And that's when you truly ride with confidence. ABS, the safety net, not the savior. Modern bikes are incredible. ABS has changed the game. Gone are the days where one wrong squeeze meant instant skid and crash. But here's the catch: ABS isn't magic. Too many riders treat it like a cheat code, thinking it'll save them no matter what. Wrong. ABS won't defy physics. It can't overcome wet leaves, gravel, or pure panic slams. What it does do is give you a margin, a layer of forgiveness when you overcook it. But that's all it is: a margin. A crutch is dangerous if you lean on it too much. The best riders use proper technique first, ABS second. That way, if it kicks in, it's just a backup, not the only thing keeping you upright. Here's another truth: ABS feels weird if you've never triggered it. The lever pulses, the bike shudders, and a lot of riders freak out and release at the worst moment. You need to practice with it. Go to that same empty lot, push until you feel it engage, learn its rhythm, so the first time it happens isn't on a wet freeway with a truck in front of you. ABS is amazing tech, but it's not a replacement for skill. Think of it like a parachute. You hope you never need it, but if you do, you'll be glad it's there. Just don't jump out of the plane thinking the chute will pack itself. Vision, body position, and training under stress. Here's where everything comes together. Braking isn't just about your hands and feet. It's about your eyes, your body, and your brain under pressure. Most riders fail not because they don't know what to do, but because they're looking in the wrong place, holding on the wrong way, and panicking under stress. First, eyes. Where you look is where you go. Target fixation is real. If you stare at the bumper you're about to hit, guess what? You'll hit it. The trick is to train yourself to look past the danger, to scan for the escape route. When you brake, your eyes should already be finding your out. That habit alone can turn a crash into a save. Second, body. Hard braking throws all your weight forward. If you're death gripping the bars, you're just making it worse. The right move is to squeeze the tank with your knees, engage your core, and keep your arms light. Let the suspension do its job instead of fighting it. You'll feel more stable, more in control, and less like you're about to fly over the bars. And third, stress training. Here's the uncomfortable truth. In a real emergency, your body won't magically perform better. It will fall to the level of your training. If you've never braked hard, your first panic stop will be ugly. You'll grab, flinch, maybe freeze. But if you've drilled it, if you've forced your body through the motions 100 times, it'll know what to do before your brain catches up. That's why professionals, from racers to cops, train like maniacs. Not because they like sweating in parking lots, but because when it's real, there's no thinking time. There's only doing. And that, right there, is the difference between riders who walk away from close calls and riders who don't. I'm Matthew. This is Autozium. And if this video helped open your eyes to how braking really works, drop a comment below with your own close calls or braking lessons. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stick around. We've got more riding tips coming your way every single week. Ride safe, and remember, your brakes aren't just levers, they're lifesavers.